Hello people, so this is Crafty Carol here with quite a, what looks like a complicated card. It isn't actually that complicated, but I do have a lot of bits out here. And this is a sort of concertina card. It opens up and there's a piece inside that does all sorts of clever things. So anyway, what pieces do you need for it? You can see it in the picture, obviously, you can get the idea. You need quite a few pieces. So let's do the cardstock first. You need, for the inside mechanism piece, for the insides of the base piece, you need 2 pieces of cardstock. Now choose your colour depending on the DSP you want to use, obviously. So I have here a piece here, and this piece is 21, so it's the width of A4, and this piece is by 14.3. The second piece is 20 by 14.3, so it's a little bit less, okay? So 20 by 14.3, 21 by 14.3. 2 pieces for the front and back of the card, and these are 10.5 by 14.8, each of those. And then there is a piece for the inside as well. And this is the length of A4, so 29.6 by 8 centimetres. Okay, then we need various bits of DSP. You've got some pieces for the inside concertina piece, which is this piece, and you want 2 pieces that are 2 centimetres by 7.5 centimetres. I couldn't remember how wide they were. 2 centimetres by 7.5 centimetres. And you want 1 piece which is 9.5 by 7.5 centimetres. Then you want the same size piece of basic white, 9.5 by 7.5 centimetres. That's where we're going to write our inside greeting. Then it's up to you whether you want to cover the front and back completely or not. If you do, then I've got 2 layers. So my first layer is 10 by 14.3. My second layer is 9.5 by 13.8. And I've got 1 set for the front and 1 set for the back of my card. Then I've got various other bits for the front. Again, you can adapt these. These ones actually, this is 6 centimetres by 8.5 and 6.5 by 9. And that's going to be for my decoration on the front. Then I've got various bits to do my greeting, just scraps. So I've already prepared an awful lot of the bits because there's quite a lot into this card. So let's go through it. For inch measurements, I will put them in my blog because if I go over them now, there's just too many. It'd be too much. So let us do the various bits. We need the 2 pieces of your contrast card, the 20 by 14.3 and 21 by 14.3, and you need your long concertina piece. These are the bits we're going to be scoring. So for this first piece here, we want to score this at 10 centimetres. Move your cutting blade well out of the way. So we're going to score this at 10 and at 20. This is my longer piece. So you can see I've just got a little tiny piece on the end here. The second piece, we're just going to score at 10. So that's simple enough. Then for our concertina piece, we're going to score this. Now these measurements are a little bit fussy because they needed to be. I'm going to start at this end because the first measurement is 2.4. So it's actually easier to do it on the right-hand side of your scoreboard. So that's the first one, 2.4 centimetres, then 4.8. So when I'm saying point, where's my pointy thing here? When I'm saying 0.8, I mean these little tiny graduations in the centimetres. So there's a bigger mark at 5. So you're going to count 8 of these. So 4.8. 14.8, 24.8, so you can see, this is why I needed the side out, as you can see, 24.8, and finally 27.2. So we've got quite a lot of score lines in that, but that's all my score. Okay, so we're now going to burnish and fold these. So for these, all of these are mountain folds apart from the centre one, which is a valley fold. So mountain is upwards. So we're going to burnish these well because we want these ones are going to be moving inside the card, so we want to burnish them well. So I've got 2 mountains that side. Let's do the 2 mountains the other side. So by mountain I mean the fold comes outwards, and then this centre one is a valley fold. Now make sure that this is exactly lined up. That's really important, and then we can burnish that one too. So that's our inside piece ready, and it should look something like that, okay? Then for these pieces, these are going to be as normal sort of cards, so we're going to fold that in half, that one piece that's just got the one fold. Same with this one, fold it in half, and then we have our extra bit here, which we're just going to fold back on itself, because that's what we're going to use to stick them together. Okay, so everyone clear on these so far? Now this is the clever bit for the mechanism. Because this bit sort of comes through this card, we need a gap. So I have used one of my rectangle dies. This is from, what's it called? Textured. I'll go and look it up in a minute. Textured something or other. Anyway, I've cut a piece of scrap paper the same size as the front of my card here, which is 10 by 14.3. And I've actually written on it top, because I want to make sure I get this the same way round on both sides. So I'm going to stick this onto my cardstock using some temporary tape. I've stuck this down, and I'm going to go and run this through my machine. Yeah, they are the textured notes dies, by the way, just to tell you. So I'm going to push that out. It's got a nice edge there, and actually we could use this on the front. Didn't think about that. Perhaps I should use this. Actually, that might work, mightn't it? If I narrow that down, would that be big enough for my various bits? I'm not sure. Anyway, you can either do that or keep it for another piece. We're going to have 2 of them anyway. So those are the pieces you cut out. That's scrap. We can get rid of that. So now I'm going to carefully take this off from here, and we're going to cut out this second card as well. So this is why it's so important to measure, to write on it which is the top, because otherwise the temptation is to turn it round or get it the wrong way round, and that won't do any good at all. I'm just going to take that off. Oh bother, it's lifted the paper, never mind. So I'm just going to use that this side just to hold it down and go and run this through the machine. So now I can peel this off and keep that other piece so you can make another card. And that we don't need anymore. So those are our inside bits prepared. So now we're going to stick these together. So I'm just going to refold that, because it obviously gets flattened as you run it through the machine. And I'm going to put some tear and tape down here. I'll probably put 2 strips down, because I have got a wider tear and tape actually. Yeah, is that going to be too wide? Possibly. Right, let's just use the thin one, but we're going to use 2 strips if I can find the end, because we really want this to stick together. We don't want any problems here. So we'll have 2 strips. We'll have that one there right against the fold. And then we'll put a second one down this side. Actually, if I'm sensible, I'll take the top off that one first, because they'll overlap. So I'll take the top off that before I stick this one down, because otherwise it's awkward to get the top off. So this is going right to the edge, because I really want this to stick down well. My tear and tape doesn't want to tear. There we go. Now, highly important to line these up straight. So I'm going to use my line on my desk for this to make sure that it's really lined up. Let's bring that in again. So we're going to put the 2 cut bits together. So making sure it's nice and straight. Making sure my second piece is nice and straight. Get hold of it properly. Using those lines to make sure it's lined up. There we go. Yeah, and press that down. So this is the centre bit of our card, and it will look like that. There we go. Okay. Now obviously these are a little bit boring, so I have cut some more DSP for that. So you can put that, or you could stamp on it. It's totally up to you. I might actually stamp on it. I might use those on the front pieces and actually stamp on these. So I'm using here the Latte Love set, and I think I just might, because it's a heart, let's use that one. It's got the heart. And we will stamp this in the same colour, so it's just looking like more like a watermark. So I need my Lost Lagoon stamp pad. There we go. I haven't got that out because I was going to use DSP, but I don't know. I'm just going to use this, I think. So I'm just going to have a few of these stamped randomly. You could stamp all over the middle if you wanted as well, actually. I could do. These aren't very random. Let's make them a bit more random. Take that over the middle, why not? Going mad with it now, but this is quite fun. Oh, now that's not good because obviously that's, I know what I can do. Just line that up again, fold it over and press. That's better. Right, perhaps I won't put any more over the middle. That was not easy. So we'll have them part way, I think. Right, so there's the inside of our card ready. And if I just move that out of the way, this bit is going to sort of sit inside here, but we need to do all of our sticking down on here first. So the first bit I need is my white bit from here, because we need to do some stamping on that, because that's going to be my greetings panel. And I've used the greeting from the Latte Love set, which is "You are the best part of my day," just because, why not? And I think I'll use pecan pie just to make it, or shall I do, no, we'll use early espresso. To match the cardstock I've used. So "You are the best part of my day." And then I have the sort of steam stamp from that set, just because I think it makes a nice little decoration. And this was an idea I got off Stacey Marsh actually, which is to use some of these stamps as a little decoration in a corner of a, there we go. Okay, it may not be the right way up, but what the heck. This is just to add a bit in the corner there. There we go. Should I put it in the other one as well? Do you know what? I like that so much. I think I might. Have it that way around. There. Don't you like that? I quite like that sort of thing. I'm going to use this more and more. It's such a good idea. Then you can put another something in the corner if you wanted. I could use the coffee bean, but I think that's probably going too far. Let's give up there, because otherwise I'll be making this forever. Right, so I've got my various bits of DSP. We're going to stick all of these on now. So this piece goes on this panel. Obviously trying to make sure the borders are the same all the way around. The two side pieces go on these panels, and the big piece goes on the opposite panel to that. Right, so this is going to sort of sit through here, and we need to put everything together, but let us first of all put the backs and fronts on. So I've got the other two pieces of cardstock, so we're going to stick that one on each side there. So we will do that next. And this time I'm going to put the glue on here to make sure that it goes, well actually I could put it on this one just to show you. Just make sure you've brought it in from the edge, because obviously we've got a border around here, just a small border. So we don't want to take the glue right to the edge. So now I'm going to do this from above so that I could get my margins right. There we go. So that's that one for there. And then the same on here. There. So that is how the card will stand up. And this piece goes through the centre here. So this is why it's a sort of double accordion card. Very clever. So the key with this is we want to make sure these do not stick out. So when that's closed, when that's closed, these should fold right in like that. Okay, so this is why when we stick it down, we're going to have this where we want it, which is in the middle of the gap. And we're just going to put, I'm going to actually use my fast fuse stamping seal if you've got the new stuff. I've still got some of this fast fuse to use up, so I'm going to use that. And get it to work. Doesn't want to put any glue on that bit for some reason. Okay. And you only want it on this flap. Do not put it on there, by the way. I've just realised that that probably looks a bit odd. So I'm going to have this so I want it there. Oops. Make sure that that is not sticking out. That is lined up with the view there. That's it. And then we're just going to press that down. There we go. So that's the first bit in. Turn it over and we're going to do the same thing. If I actually put this underneath, just a scrap piece of paper, you'll see I only want the glue on this piece here. My fast fuse really is coming to the end. It doesn't really want to work at all. There we go. This is why stamping seal is better, but I'm using that up first. Okay, so again, making sure that's still level. Press that down. And there you can see how the card works. How nice is that? It's just another little fold, which I just rather adore. It's so clever. And then I've got room to write in there, which I can still do because it will lie flat in order for me to write on it. And we just have to, oops, there we go, do the front. So I have got these pieces of DSP for the front and the back, which I will probably use, I think. Use both pieces, yeah. So just give me 2 minutes to stick all of these bits on and then I'll show you the front decoration. Right, that's it. Make sure I'm doing the front now. So I've already cut out various bits I'm going to use on here. So I'm going to use a strip of the same DSP to go across there. So I've cut that the same width as the piece underneath. Just add a little bit of decoration here. And we're going to have that around about there, I think. Line it up both sides. Actually, those circles help me line it straight, which is good. And then I've got this piece, which is I've just used as a frame for this. So I'm going to stick my white piece on. If you wanted to stamp it, obviously stamp this first. I'm just going to use these cut out pieces that I've already got. There we go. If you do use the textured note dies, I've just measured that as 4.8 by 8.6. There we go. And that's just going to sit on the front. I'm not using dimensionals here because there's already really quite a big depth to the card with all these other pieces on it. So I'm just going to try and get that straight. There we go. I am just going to, I might put some of these up on dimensionals because this card I am actually giving to people. So giving to my husband. So there we go. I might, yeah, we'll have this stuck down and then we will have the cup up on dimensionals. Oh, one dimension on the sheet, that's typical. Never mind, I can use this bit. Yeah, I'll have that there. I should have perhaps brought that a little bit further down. Perhaps I will use this one down here as well. That is longer than my other piece, so this is now the wrong place to it. I'll just have to put my greeting underneath that. That's fine. Just goes to show changing things halfway through, probably not a great idea, but yeah, we'll just have that jug there. And then my greeting, I am just going to stamp this. I've just got a happy birthday from another set, which I will stamp in early espresso. This is, if you want to know where I've got my sets from, I'm not giving you the sets because they are both retired, all retired. The DSP is retired, the Latte Love set is retired. but that's what I'm using. This is from the Simply Said set. So that, do I need to trim? Oh, I don't actually need to trim that too much. I can just stick it on here and then trim the edge. Good. Thought I might have to trim the width of it, but actually that's about right. And I shall just trim it here. There. Actually, I'm happy with that where it is, that's fine. So we'll just get some more dimensionals, tear off some more of these bits, why not? As I said, I always use the whole sheet of dimensionals. Why not? These are quite good for the narrow things if you can't be bothered to find your mini dimensionals. There we go. There. So there is my birthday card for my coffee-loving husband. And I actually do have these. I'd already cut these out because I'm going to just stick these flat on here, I think. Yeah, just to finish off this inside, because I decided that paper just with the sort of swirl bits on it, just gonna put that flat so I can get to it like that. It was just a little bit boring on its own, so we're just going to have these. Now obviously I can't put dimensionals on these because these are inside ones. And my heart one, which does have to be the right way up, of course. The other patterns don't matter. There. So there is my finished card. So I hope he likes it. I made one for a friend, and luckily she's a card making friend, so she absolutely loved it. So hopefully you will like it too. It's a lovely card, and as I say, it'll stand up then like this. And I'm so pleased with it. So I hope you enjoyed it too, and I hope you will have a go with it, because it's, why isn't that? Because it's caught, there we go. Because it's such a nice card to make. I'll just put those away because I'll be able to use those again on another set. And I hope that you will join me soon for yet another card. All of the details and the measurements, including the inch measurements, are in the blog at craftycarolscards.co.uk, and I hope you'll join me again soon. Thanks for joining me today. Bye for now.